You're listening to the Black Eagles podcast.
Ahmet Dursun Sergen aldı. Sergen Bülent yan yana. Sergen Bülent. Sergen. Yanında Süper var. Süper'e doğru at. Süper gitti. Süper topu aldı. Sergen aldı. Gol! Gol! Sergen attı. Sergen attı. Şampiyonluk geldi. Sergen attı. Şampiyonluk geldi.
İbrahim'in pası. Roma. Şimdi Ahmet. İkinci gole gidiyor Beşiktaş. Ahmet.
Welcome back, everybody! Episode 145 of Beşiktaş International's The Black Eagles podcast. I am your host, Sinan Schwarting, live from New York City, as always. And with me today is none other than the Archman himself, Evran. How you doing, sir?
Doing right, how are you?
Pretty good, I must say. Things are clicking on all cylinders. In life, anyone who follows the NBA might know that the Knicks are on a roll. Failed coup attempt is over. Back to normal, maybe. All kinds of things percolating. But most importantly, and what everyone's here for is, of course, Beşiktaş. And let's talk about it, eh?
For sure.
Yeah, let's do our little preamble then. Where were we going into this match? Was there any other news in the league?
I mean, obviously we were, I guess we started the week in first place, but since Gaziantep played before us, we were in second place going into the day on head-to-head and goal difference. So, obviously must-win game, but the day before Gala also lost to Konya, so, we could have made some space on one of our rivals, so, But yeah, Fenerbahce played Alanya, which was, a big clash, but that was the day after we played.
So we'll do that in the post recap or whatever of the standings, right? So basically that's where we stood. We were in second place on points with the game in hand, of course. Gaziantep having passed us. Obviously, of the sort of four real contenders, they're the ones we probably fear the least. Or I should say five, I guess. Count Alanya, right? But so, yeah, let's dig in. So this was a huge match, of course. I mean, I think regardless of what anyone else does, these are all going to be huge from now on with so many teams nipping at our heels and us trying to stay in first. Tell us about our lineup here, Evran. Any changes at all? Yes, of course. One big one, eh? Two.
So Erson was in goal. Back four had one change. Ridvan came in, as expected. Necip returned to the midfield with Atiba out for, just resting. So it was it was Necip, Joseph, and Oğuzhan also came in. So Mensah left the 11 as well. He went to the bench. Kudu and Larin kept their spots. But somehow, someway, Abubakar started. Literally 2 days after he came back from abroad. So
despite all the odds, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know if he got tested in Cameroon and that's why they allowed it, but pretty sure generally as a normal person when you travel, there's at least a 10-day quarantine or something. So.
Yeah, certainly there's questions about protocol. I mean, considering symptoms take 8 days in most cases to manifest or whatever, he wouldn't have even been given time. I don't know how that works, but whatever, man. The good news, obviously, here is that he was there for us. I don't know. We'll see if that's good news long term. What are your thoughts on the lineup and obviously the changes, which, Ghazal, there was no choice there, but Ozan, Joseph, Necip. What are your thoughts there?
My predicted 11 was very close, but I thought Dorokan would get the start. I guess maybe either Dorokan's been playing poorly in training or he's not signing that contract. We don't know what's up with that. But
he would appear, so I mean, without feeling any other spellers away, that would signal he's not definitely leaving, but at the same time, I don't know. Necip playing over him signals he might be, right? It's definitely up in the air.
But I thought it was a decent 11 overall. It's nice to see Abubakar again. I missed him.
Ozan, not bad. What are your... Let's mention, I guess, that Dorokan rumor.
To whatever, or
Valencia, is it?
Yeah, I heard that that name dropped. I didn't read the actual source where it came from, but
oh, me neither. I thought that was from you.
it's from someone else in the group chat. Mentioned that apparently Valencia is interested in him. I guess obviously as a bargain transfer, his contract's running up.
Yeah, I feel like if he's definitely leaving, we should get. If we can get money, that'd be great, I guess.
Days ago, he was allowed to sign with other teams. So who knows what we get?
They would be basically paying for 6 months, right? Which may or may not be worth it for anyone.
Sign a pre-contract now for the summer, so.
But so yeah, I mean, Laren back on the wing. Obviously, you might have wanted to see Hasic, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, that's my boy, but yeah, I did. This was not shocking,
Yeah, certainly not surprising.
The car combo has worked, and we're not in. It wasn't like a cup game or something. It was a game we needed to win. So
a formidable pair, Abubakar and Kyle Laren. And so yeah, speaking of which, we get right into the match. Early going, it feels like we are gonna do some things. Are there any highlights before the 19th minute?
I think there was that one chance for Abubakar when he kind of gets the pass inside. It looks like he's janking in. He's about to have a shot, and he slipped at the last second. And the shot kind of rolled to the goalie, but that was the first warning shot 2 minutes before that first highlight.
Yeah, it signaled our intent, I feel like. And yeah, we looked like, okay, we're coming into this right. Obviously, we're all a little nervous again, right? And we know we need to win this. Gaziantep on our heels, already passing us. At the Vodafone Arena Park. Not without fans, obviously, but still, you want to kind of bring it to them early, and so yeah, it was good to see that energy. Sure enough, 19th minute, a reward per se, you could say that. What about this one, Evran?
Yeah, Ozan gets Ozan was kind of drifting wide to the right, which was interesting. I guess Laren was technically the right winger, so Laren was kind of playing more centrally. So it made sense, someone had to be out there. Instead of Rozier pushing up, it was actually Ozan stepping out oftentimes, and on this occasion he fired a low cross. Nifty little deflection, and Laren was his typical goal, sliding in at the back post for the tap in 1-0.
Yeah, this was the good luck of Laren type of goal that we've kind of gotten used to, where he made actually a very nice run, I will say. I think he passed it initially and then ran back on. The run looked pretty solid from him in the end. But yeah, he got onto the other end of it. Easy goal, 19th minute. Certainly love to see it. And so yeah, next up was, anything happened between there and the 31st minute, Evran? I don't recall. I think we were dangerous again.
Let me check. It's a lot of chances. I don't think we had.
Did the Abubakar?
That was after 2-0. After the third.
That's it.
So Rize would crumble even further in the 30th minute. It was that they were playing a back three. So the left center back tries to head the ball back. to the, I guess, the goalkeeper. Does not make it to the goalkeeper.
No. A heads-up run again by...
Yeah, Laren, anticipates this poor header, and he just lobs it over the keeper, and that's 2. He was right outside the box, one-time finish, and it bounces. It could have bounced over, but it bounced into the roof of the net. So 2-0.
Yeah, the family man, obviously a podcast favorite. So we're loving it at this point, and the haters are not, or at least they're confused. 42nd minute, we get a yellow card for Wellington. 44th minute, yellow card for Joseph. But amidst that, another chance dropped to us, right? That was sort of momentous.
Yeah, 2 minutes after the second goal, actually, it was Abubakar gets the ball from Ridvan. Nice turn in the box with the defender. Completely shakes him. You're like, oh, this is it. He's going to finish it. And instead, Abubakar, side foots it, just blazes it over the bar. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then there was other chances. Abubakar intercepts a pass across Rize's box, from center back to center back. And then he's going away from goal, so he back heels it to Nkudu. And Nkudu has, a brick of a first touch.
Yeah, that's right.
Just to the goalie. There was, a flurry of just bad giveaways.
But, good.
There was one more chance before the halftime where Abubakar cuts in and tries to take a sneaky shot to the near post, and then the goalie's left stranded, but he puts it. So he could have scored 3 times before the end of the first half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a rough outing as far as finishing from Abubakar, but he was fantastic with his touch. A bit of a Ronaldinho out there with his dancing around. But so halftime, they make a sub. Abdullah Durak, player many will recognize from Super League history, coming into the match. But nothing from Beşiktaş. Why? I mean, we're winning 2-0, right? Nothing. I don't think we didn't show up much in the way of weakness, I don't think you could say. And then, I think we just kind of show more dominance. I don't recall any major opportunities coming to us before the 56th minute. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but certainly the lead up to this goal, Abubakar, fantastic pass, and then what happens?
Yeah, Abubakar tries to turn the defender and loses the ball for half a second, and then he kind of sprints around and big bodies him, wins the ball back, breaks down towards the top of the box. Luckily, he might cut in and shoot. Instead, he just lays it off Ozan, and that's Ozan's spot right there, top of the box. First time finish, casual, passes into the corner. I feel like he's done this 1,000 times. And that was 3-0. So.
And he's a man on good form suddenly, isn't he?
Yeah.
Rize brings on Dos Santos Fernando, I think. He came from Porto, I believe.
He was on loan at Sivas last year, and now he's on loan at Rize now from Porto.
Nice. 67th minute, Tunay Torun got hurt, came out of the match. Dodokan would come, so we mentioned this earlier. He would enter the game for Joseph, who is clearly still nursing that injury, though. Looked better than the previous match, I think we could say. Also in the 68th minute, Bernard Mensah would enter the game for Ozan. Ozzy had obviously provided a pretty nice spark with a goal. Kind of an assist that I don't know if it was credited to him on the Laren goal in the first one, but he clearly created it one way or the other. Thoughts?
It was more positive. He looked more comfortable than usual. Obviously, he gets the goal. I think the assist was, I'm not sure if he got it. I know FOTMOB didn't give it to him, but they're not the official, be all end all. But it was a clear deflection on his cross. But I thought he was a positive influence in progressing the ball forward and making good decisions, which I think was my biggest criticism of Mensah. Is decision making in the final third and progressing the ball. So.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying that if Sergen really doesn't want to play with a 10, and if Ljajic is if whatever's happening there is definitive, we need someone, and obviously more of a central midfielder than if he doesn't want to play with a 10, who can have that sort of attacking intent and that ability to make a goal with a pass or even
he does wear
a shot. So Ozzy was the guy we hoped could be that guy, obviously, and the reason we thought we needed someone else because he wasn't playing. So obviously if he can maintain this form and keep making a positive impact like that, I mean that would be a huge box checked off right there. And I mean I don't know, it's a little late for him to be making this impact, unfortunately. So we might probably need to go shopping for someone in that role regardless. But maybe it puts a little less pressure on us. We'll see in the next match, obviously. 77th minute, a move that I know is Evran approved. Aydin Hasic would enter the match for Vincent Aboubakar. And then just 2 minutes later, the hat trick is sealed. You want to tell us what happened here? Necip with another assist.
I mean, I don't really... an accidental assist.
It's funny, and this is the one that gets credited of all the ones that weren't previously.
Because technically no one else touched it. But Necip just kind of, I think he just like hoofs the ball forward. And the defender's trying to shield the ball so it can bounce and the goalie can pick it up. But Larin gets in between them. Obviously the defender didn't shield very well because he ran around him. He pokes the ball around the keeper. So it's like a wide open net, but the defender's trying to slide for the ball. Larin slides and gets to the ball first. And at that point, it's a wide open goal. And 4-0.
Didn't he tip the keeper?
Yeah, he poked it around him. So he poked it and ran around him. This is the goalie was... Yeah. There's a lot of goals from mistakes from...
Yeah, sure. So the chip was pretty... That was nice technique for a change from the family man. A Kartal sighting. Kartal Kaira Yilmaz comes in for Necip in the 82nd minute. Guven into the match for Nkudu in the 82nd minute. And again, right after another round of subs, a flurry, another goal. And yet again, the insurance plan from the family man. 83rd minute. What happened here, Evran?
Aaron just seems to have these like random games where he just scores a bunch of goals for no reason. And this was another one. The left wing back Melnyak has no pressure and tries to pass it back to the center back, and he just completely like shanks it and plays Kyle Larin through on goal.
Yeah.
Continuing the ridiculousness of mistakes that this Rize team made.
So again, credit to Kyle Larin, who somehow anticipates these things. He seemed to.
But I guess it helped that he already scored 3 before that with his confidence.
For sure. Yeah, the man could not be lacking for confidence.
A comedy of errors from Rize. I mean, basically 3 of his 4 goals were gifts from the boys from the mountains. But yeah.
With a little bit of flair and technique, which is nice to see in the end. But yeah, no doubt they will feel like they gifted us some goals.
Threw on goal twice from the other team.
Yeah, twice for sure, at least. Milan Škoda would exit the game in the 85th minute. I think he may have been injured. Anyway, 89th minute. One final bit of flair from the old Beşiktaş side. And again, a momentous occasion for our boy, the Akman here. Tell us what happened here. And Kyle Larin, no less, with an assist. So only 2 assists credited, and he gets 1. He had 4 goals and an assist to end the match. But so what about this goal here, Evran, in the 89th minute?
Mensa, I think, played the ball down the wing to Larin. And then Larin, instead of going towards the box, just plays the ball backwards to Hasic. And no one steps out. Crazy decision not to step on him, even though he's 25 yards out from goal. I know, if you didn't know, the boy's got a rocket, and he unleashed that rocket, or like a pile driver, just cannons off the crossbar, bounces down, hits the side netting, and he hit it so hard it just flew back out of the goal. Just a jaw-dropping moment of indescribable, it's what you dream of, like, as a fan. And I got to see my boy, my young son, pull it out. So
that was fun. No, definitely no. It was absolutely a magical goal, and just talk about the cherry on top of a fantastic day for Beşiktaş fans. Which would, like, for those of us in the States, like, the news of the, like, coup and everything, insurrection on the Capitol would drop. And, like, it was a really weird day because I was, like, really trying to savor what was a great day for us Beşiktaş fans. And then, it was hard not to pay attention to what was going on shortly thereafter. You apparently took a nap, Evran, is that right? And you woke up in the middle of it all?
I had, I trained a couple times. I sandwiched, like, I went to the gym, and then I made it back just in time for the Beşiktaş game. Watched the game, and I left straight to go train again. And then, apparently in that, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. time window, the world almost ended or something.
Yeah. But so, crazy day, but obviously a whole lot of positivity on the Beşiktaş end of things. So let's talk about some stats, Evran. So again, we've waited a day, so we might get some decent stats out of this one. XG?
About Hasic's goal, 82 miles an hour. If you want context for how hard that shot was. Okay,
not quite the stat I had in mind. How about XG, Evra?
XG. I mean, if you insist. So apparently, I think this seems a little low based on how the game went. But we were predicted to score 3 goals instead of 6. I would have think it would have been closer to about 4 XG. But still we dominated them. The XG predicted 3-1. We would win. We won 6-0. In my opinion, I think 4-1 would have been more fair. But it is what it is. And then in terms of the typical stats, we actually had less possession by a fair margin. We only had 41%, and I think that was just, Rize was playing out the back. I guess it was a new back 5 system, and they were trying to possess. But instead, they just kept giving us the ball, and we just kept scoring.
And we were up by multiple goals by the 30th minute. So I think we had a lot less need to be ball dominant and that kind of hungry for possession.
The fact that they just kept giving it to us also.
Yeah, that helped.
They encouraged the players to want to hold on to it. Obviously Laren gets man of the match for a 5-goal contribution. The first time anyone scored 4 goals in a league game for us since like 1989.
Wow.
Yeah, fun fact, Laren lost 10 out of his 12 duels in the game.
How's that even possible? That's funny.
Because he lost 6 out of 7 headers, that's why. But, he scored all of his goals. And he had actually 1 or 2 decent dribbles. But, he came up big just basically through sheer work ethic. Being in the right place, getting there. And Rize obliging most of the time. Outside of the first goal. So, shouts to the family man. Joint top scorer in the league.
Yeah.
I thought had a good game overall, but, he missed a lot of chances.
Just 1 official assist on the cards for him, too, which is wild because I thought he was really influential up there. No, he had a great match. It's not always just goals scored. And people will probably get on him about the ones he missed, but I think that's nonsense.
There's just the one moment he dribbled like 4 guys in midfield because he was bored.
Yeah, that was crazy. But, we all know what he's just recently gone through. So just him being out there and putting in a good, solid. Did he play the full 90? He did.
Hasic.
Oh, that's right. Hasic came in for him. But so
one more special stat.
Let's hear it.
I got the total XG for the season and the goal scored for Abubakar and Laren. So Larin is the second most, outperforming his XG in the league, behind the other top scorer, who's Bupenzo's, off the charts. All of his goals are from outside the box. But Larin XG is 6.4. He's got 10. So, as someone who said, maybe if you want to sell him, now's the time. Maybe there has some weight to it. The hype might be there just because he's outscoring a little bit. And then Abubakar, his XG is 4.5 from the run of play, not including penalties, obviously. And he scored 4. So I think Abubakar, you can actually expect him to even score more as the season goes on. Nice. Because, he's been a little bit uncharacteristic with his finishing. So.
No, I think obviously we're on the market for another striker now. The time could be right to sell Larin. Obviously, leading the league, that's a bit of a mirage, and I think people could get suckered into overspending pretty heavily for it. It's something definitive, like 10 goals halfway through the season. Wow, you can always get excited about that. I mean, obviously, with that in mind, if we ended up keeping him, great, that's fine too. So it's like win-win. I don't know how we resolve all this sort of foreigner stuff. Hasic, I think we're keeping now. Obviously, Ljajic is the first man out. But supposedly that means Boyd makes his way in from there. Lots of question marks for sure.
Transfers, I guess.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about standings first. We'll do that last.
Fine.
But so, yeah, in the Super League, we've got good tidings, if you will. So now, all of our rivals have played by now. We are on top, right?
Yes.
I'll hand it to you. I'll let you. I didn't want to steal your thunder.
Points ahead of Fenerbahce, who did pull out the win against Alanya.
2 points.
Which I honestly did not expect, but it happened. So Fenerbahce, same amount of games played, so they're still 2 points behind us. Antep, same games played as us, 3 points behind us. Alanya is 4 points behind us with an extra game played. So we have a fair amount of breathing space for one team. And then Gala is also 4 points behind us with the same amount of games played. Hatay really choked hard. They were, clean sailing. Looked like they were going to beat Gensler, and their goalie just got pissed. I didn't see the actual situation, but basically he just lashed out and hit someone in the box while he was holding the ball. So he got sent off and gave away a penalty, and they ended up losing. So now they're falling back 7 points behind us.
You should mention Galatasaray's L.
Yeah, I did mention that before we analyzed the game. They lost 4-3 to Konya. Yeah, I'm sure they're don't want to talk about it, but somehow they managed to do that while out shooting them, out possessing, and they got were leaky in the back. I guess that's the Muslera effect.
Yeah, right. And he'll supposedly be back. But so yeah, I mean, whatever. Point being, at the end of the match day, the 16th match day officially, Beşiktaş is on top of the table by 2 points. Fener nipping at the heels, but there's some news. I guess let's mention Fener first, because that's real new news and a little bit frightening, if you will.
Yeah, you want me to say it?
Yeah, I know you want to.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks very apparent that Mesut Ozil will sign for Fenerbahce on a 3.5-year deal. So I guess maybe for the overall appeal of the league, it might be good, but I don't think we want them to have extra quality like that. But hopefully it ruins them financially. So.
Yeah, and the rest of the pieces don't work. And at least we can laugh about how Sosa went there, and will now lose his spot to a superior player who's a Turk. Let's talk rumors for Beşiktaş. What do we got, Evran? I haven't heard a ton, but maybe you're more plugged in.
So we have made an official offer, according to Serjan Dikme, for Mario Mandzukic again. A 6-month deal. I think it'd be like 1 million guaranteed money. And the rest would be bonuses. And then unclear if there's an option for a further year or so. But yeah. So obviously we need to get rid of foreigners because we have 18. The closest one to leaving right now looks like Miral. Easy one is going to hopefully going to Erzurum. They're saying it's done, but it's NTV, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's done. Lens has been linked to 7 teams. I think every day we just pray he leaves because he gets paid 1.8 million a year with a contract till 2022. So that's
so there was the Netherlands first, and then there was Saudi Arabia or something, and then sorry, say again.
I think Göztepe was linked to him, and a team in the Middle East was linked to him.
But then most recently, Rizespor today, I think.
And then Hasic was originally they kept saying he's going to be loaned out. After the game, said that Hasic is basically he's going to have to rethink things.
It gave him a problem. He gave him a headache, something to deal with.
Yeah, because the boy's pretty good. And then other than that, there's not really much going on. Apparently the team wants another center back.
Yeah, anyone who wants a number 10, that's not in the cards apparently. It's focusing on a striker and a central defender.
That's what the guys with the sources are saying, but not a lot of concrete stuff has happened yet, unfortunately.
I wouldn't be surprised if that dude we were linked to right before the end of the last transfer window came in. The guy from Lille, what was his name?
Suamoro or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys tend to come back, and that one sounded legit at the time. So, but who knows? We shall see. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we're all pretty happy about where we are now. Obviously, upcoming. The big match, we've sort of already talked about it last episode, but we should obviously mention it again. Hatayspor will be hosting Beşiktaş on Sunday, January 10th, 11 a.m. here on the East Coast. And then midweek, we'll maybe be back. It's a cup game, so there's not a lot of pressure on us to do it. Maybe then we'll do I'll use the cup game as a pretense for raising funds for the Accra Academy. And we'll finally do the drawing of the raffle, I think. I'm going to do that with Kartal Ower, one of our Scottish twins. But yeah, a couple big matches. I hope we progress in the Turkish Cup so that we can keep playing some of these prospects and whatnot. Obviously, as you get deeper into the Cup, you have to take it a little more seriously. But
it's worth noting the Cup is the only route to the Europa League next year.
That's right.
League goes to the brand new Conference League, which is a 3rd-tier European league. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like.
It's like the old Intertoto, right?
But it's not formatted like that. It's so this. I guess they wanted to make the Europa League smaller. Who knows? Or they're just bored. I don't know. But yeah, so Europa League. It's better to win the cup just in case we don't get first or second. And a trophy. But
ideally, we win the treble, or the not treble because we're out of Europe. The double, the double. But so yeah, as always, stay tuned. The last Super League match for Beşiktaş before the huge derby match against Galatasaray next week. But so yeah, stay tuned. Obviously, again, Sunday, 11 a.m. January 10th. Be there or be square. On the road against Hatay, who have, as everyone here mentioned, have trailed off a little bit in the table, but are still theoretically there as a threat. So we got to beat them.
If they lose to us, they'll be 10 points behind, so you can probably say they're out. But if they win, then they're only 4 points behind us. So they're right back in that conversation for Europe. So
certainly that's incentive for them to give it their all, as if we didn't already have it. But yeah, stay tuned. We shall be back. As always, follow us on the Twitter at Beşiktaş _INT for the mothership, all the latest news and transfer rumors that are coming in, and obviously like match reports and all that. Follow the podcast at Eagles _podcast for everything podcast related. Follow myself at Sir _writes _ a lot. Don't follow Evran because you can't. Follow us on Instagram at Black Eagles Podcast. One word. Any final words, Evran?
Not to say I told you so, but I would like to say that maybe as a podcast we deserve some credit for being reliable in terms of talent evaluations. And Hostage is another one.
The family man, the hostage plan.
I gave the thumbs up for Rosier back in the day. So that's all I'm saying.
No, I mean, even where we've been sort of wrong, like we were a little skeptical about the Ghazal move, we said the profile matches and he could be a hit as far as a player and a talent. It's just it didn't make sense financially given everything, that all the progress we were making as far as cutting wages and the foreigner limit and all that. So I don't think we were wrong on that front, even though he has panned out on the pitch.
Yeah, Algerian Gekantera, but the Turkish Gekantera himself has been hurt the entire season, so turns out we didn't. So that was my two objections for the financial. I said, if we don't win the title, or if we don't get close to winning the title, it'll be a flop, and so far he's helped us do that. So it was a risky move, but it's paid off so far. So
yeah, and hopefully we can find a way to keep he and Rosier around somehow, even if it's through extra loans or whatever it might be. But even just for this half of a season, it's been a joy to watch the team. So we can thank them for that. But yeah, obviously we want to see this continue. And I think we have to make some insurance moves here to especially like solidify our depth. Central defender and striker sounds good. I would maybe add, again, that central midfielder position, unless we've made that decision that Ozan is back. In which case, I guess great. But I want to see it before I believe it. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, he's scored or assisted in 3 games in a row, so we'll see.
Sounds good, right? It's good on paper. And he's looked good, so I don't know. It would be great if that was a problem we didn't need to worry about. But alas, here we are. The window's open. Stay tuned for more. We will be back. And as always, go Beşiktaş! Peace out.
Beşiktaş International hopes you enjoyed this program.